It's no good at all to see yourself and not recognize your face. Out on my own, it's such a scary place. Ooh, the answers are all inside of me. All I gotta do is believe. I'm not gonna stop till I get my shot. That's who I am, that is my plan. We'll end up on top. You can bet on it, bet on it, bet on it, bet all you can. Bet on it, bet on it, bet on me. I'm gonna make it right. Welcome back to Everyday's Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Everyday's Movie Ever. Today I'm going to talk about High School Musical 2. High School Musical 2 was a 2007 Disney Channel original movie about a boy named Troy Bolton, who we know at this point, struggling for his wants for the future and his wants for the present. It is directed by Kenny Ortega, cinematography by Daniel Aranyo, editing by Seth Flaum, music by David Lawrence, and it's written by Peter Barsocchini. The film stars Zac Efron as Troy, Vanessa Hudgens as Gabriella, Ashley Tisdale as Sharpay, Lucas Grabeel as Ryan, Corbin Bleu as Chad, and Monique Coleman as Taylor. This was the 70th DCOM, which is super exciting. It was filmed in LA and Utah, like the first one. It garnered 17 million views on its premiere date, smashing Jump In by almost 10 million views. It is still, I believe, to date, a highest a network has ever done. Or it was at the time it was the highest a network had ever done. What time has it reached number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100, which I did not know. Has an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. Consensus reads, surprisingly better than its predecessor, returns to enchant tweens with its snappy songs, wicked dance moves, and peppy spirit. And it was also adapted for the stage, like the first one, which I didn't know. I have never seen High School Musical 2 on stage. This looks fabulous. It is much more ambitious than the first one, and I will say, I feel like it suffers a little bit artistically, cinematography-wise, because of how much they did on location. It's very obvious that they were dependent on the daylight and just a lot of outside lighting in general. A lot of the inside stuff still kept the artistic spirit of the first one, but there was just so much stuff on the golf course and outside by the pool that was definitely truly on location, that, you know, they were kind of at the mercy of what they were able to do with the sunlight and all that kind of stuff. Still breathtaking, obviously. I just feel like there were shots in the first one that are just like so artistic compared to some of the shots in this one, but there are still very beautiful artistic shots in this one, absolutely. The opening montage of this is actually comical to me because it's acting like we're returning to this like big important thing that we haven't seen in years, and it's like we're coming back, you know, like it's been 10 years since we saw High School Musical, when this came out literally the next year. So it's like really funny to me that they're like, look at the lunchroom, look at the stage where they sang Breaking Free, look at the basketball court where they sang Get Your Head in the Game and we're all in this together, like. And it's just like such a funny opening montage to me that like I'm like, you could have literally just started in the classroom and gone right off the bat, but like you had to do this whole like, yes, remember the first one. Like it just was really comical. Otherwise, this is well edited, I think. It flies. It's a pretty good movie. There is literally so much more music in this, right? Okay, the first one's got Start of Something New, Get Your Head in the Game, When There Was Me and You, We're Breaking Free, We're All in This Together, Bop to the Top, like, you know, it's kind of a handful. This, back to front, just packed with music right away. What time is it? Then you've got Fabulous, then you've got Every Day, you've got Music in Me, like a couple versions, Huma Huma Nuka Nuka Apawa Ah, you've got Gotta Go My Own Way, you've got like there's so many songs in this. Bet on It, have I said Bet on It yet? My god, there's just like 1,000 songs in this movie. I feel like All for One, like there's just so many songs in this movie compared to the first one. I feel like that, or I just like all the songs in this movie, but I do think there are more. Oh, I Don't Dance, there's way more music in this movie, there's no way. So also, I think it's better. Fight Me, the music is better than the first one. I hate, you already know this, I hate Get Your Head in the Game. I hate When There Was Me and You, and I kind of hate We're All in This Together. Like, the only songs I like from the first one, Bop to the Top, Start of Something New, Breaking Free, like, those are the only ones that I really, like, cherish from the first one, were, like, This one, every single song is a freaking bop. Like, you will say, like, the solos are better, like, Troy's solo and, Gabriella's solo are better. Like, they're just, and Sharpay gets a solo that is so good. Like, they're just all better. I don't dance? Come on. Just so good. With that, though, Lucas Grabeel did a song called You Got It, and it's it's a song, but he pretty much just says you got it the entire song. Like, he doesn't really sing other words. It's like, you got it, you got it, you got it good. Like, it's literally, that's it. And I never realized, because I knew this song outside of this, I never realized that that song's playing on the car radio as Sharpay and Ryan are driving into the country club, and that took me out. I could not believe that that song was playing on the radio. I had to go listen to it because it's just so insane. And then the orchestration of this movie also takes me out, because there are so many moments where Fabulous is, like, orchestrated underneath Sharpay's family. So, like, when Sharpay's dad shows up in the helicopter, the score behind that is like strings going ba 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 ba, like the Fabulous music. Oh my god, it's just so funny. It took me out. I was dying. So I think the music is just far superior in this one. Sorry, I said it. Also, All for One walked so the entire Teen Beach movie series could run. I have a lot of things to say about the plot, but first and foremost, Chad Danforth says, so I can take that little hottie on a proper date, and it is disgusting. I hate that line. I thought it was awful. I also thought it was interesting that they're all, like, juniors, and they take the bus still. Granted, I'm sure there were juniors and seniors that still took the bus. I just, as soon as I could drive myself to school, I was driving myself to school. I coordinated cars. I didn't care. I wanted to be driving to school. I love a lot of the side character expansion in this, especially Ryan. Ryan gets really fleshed out in this. I think it's so good. I want to talk about how lately in the, you know, zeitgeist, people have been, like, on Sharpay's side. You know, like, I talked about it a bit in the first one where, like, Sharpay's not the villain. These people came and crushed her, blah, blah, blah. And lately I've been seeing stuff about this one where it's like Sharpay cared about his future. No. Okay? No. Watch the movie again. Sharpay's garbage. Okay? She is so mean and manipulative in this movie. She's doing all of that with the worst motivations. She does not give a shit about Troy's future, or at least it's on the back burner. All she cares about is trying to get Troy to date her and be with her and, like, buy his love. She's, like, trying to, like, guilt him into being with her because she's giving him all these opportunities because of who she knows. It's actually gross and disgusting, and I hate that lately people have been like, Sharpay cared about his future. No. Watch the movie again. It's awful. She's genuinely terrible in this movie. I think she's better in the first one, and she's still kind of a brat in the first one. This one, it's just so evil. It's so nasty. Her motivations behind everything. And, like, her not taking no for an answer from Troy is also disgusting. If Sharpay had been a boy and Troy had been a girl, everyone would be like, this dude's a creep. Ew, gross. Like, the way she goes about trying to, like, bribe and buy Troy's affection is on, and, like, guilt him into singing with her and guilt him into doing things with her and doing this job while Troy is under pressure from authority figures. It's honestly disgusting. And then on the flip side of that, his friends are very, very quick to jump to just, like, being like, hey, you're being a jerk. We don't like you anymore. Where the hell's the Troy we know? Instead of being like, hey, Troy, you're acting really different. What's going on? Like, are you, like, what's going on? Talk to us. Like, that also drives me crazy. I get they're teenagers, but, like, they're witnessing how much he's being pulled in 1,000 directions, including them. And I get that they're like, he left us, he doesn't care about us, we're his friends, blah, blah, blah. But, like, also open your eyeballs, okay? Like, he's literally, what do you expect him to do? Not listen to his boss? Not listen to the people that have gotten him this job? Like, get out of here with that. Granted, there are a couple moments where Troy definitely is a turd blossom. Could he have communicated better? 100%. But he's also under an insane amount of pressure. I'm going to bat for Troy Bolton, okay? I feel like they paint it as this, like, he learns and grows to, like, not feel the pressure from outside places and, like, be himself, which is a great thing. Like, he absolutely should be himself and do what he wants to do, what he feels is morally correct. But, like, everyone, I feel like, ignores how much pressure Troy was under. He was offered this job. He got all of his friends to work there. Like, that was a stipulation for him, and they said yes. So every one of those Wildcats are there because Troy said he wanted them to work there with him. Everyone's ignoring that. Then he's being pulled by this guy. He's being pulled by college scouts when everyone knows everyone's worried about each other's future and their own future and whatever, this, that, and the other thing. And then the owners of the place he's working at are like trying to pull him to do stuff. What do you expect him to do? Saying no? Like, get out of here. He's a teenage boy hoping to go to college, doing what he loves to do. And if he can do that so he doesn't kill his parents in financial debt or kill himself in financial debt, why wouldn't you want him to do that? I have so many thoughts and opinions. Poor Troy, just like Troy in every movie. I'm like, Troy doesn't have a lesson to learn. He's being kicked when he's down. Like, it's just, I will go to bat for Troy Bolton any day of the freaking week. Sharpay is awful in this movie. Oh my gosh. Okay. Also, Troy shutting Sharpay down with the whole hour thing where she's like, it could be our thing. And he's like, whoa, I already have an hour thing. And it's with Gabriella. You need to check yourself. So gorgeous. So good. Okay? Like, I can't. Oh, just so good. Taylor needs to mind her business. Okay, she's like, I heard her complimenting his Italian shoes. Blah, blah. You don't know the frickin' half of it, Taylor. Get your nose out of it. I was so mad at her for stirring that pot with Gabriella. Like, and Gabriella being like, he didn't show me his new shoes. What the fuck? No! Like, who the frick cares their shoes? Like, ugh. And then frickin' his dad is so much better in this movie when he was like, Dad, do you think I'm gonna blah, blah, blah? And his dad goes, new shoes, not a new kid. Oh, literally the best thing his dad could have said in that moment, for me at least. I was like, that is so good. And then Troy being like, I don't know who I am anymore. And it's like, what the? Yeah, because you're under an insane amount of pressure. Okay, Troy? It's okay. You're fine. You'll be fine. Like, oh my gosh. And then I Don't Dance is super gay. I love it. So there's that. Zac freaking Efron carries these movies, okay? You can try to be like, no, Ashley Tisdale's so good, Lucas Grabeel's so good, Vanessa Hudgens is so good, they're all so good. I mean, they are all so good, but do you know who blows them out of the frickin' water? Zac freaking Efron. These movies would not be nearly as good if Zac wasn't able to give us the heartfelt, gorgeous, serious moments, as well as the frickin' what the heck humor that he throws out. He is such a perfect casting job to carry this series, and I feel like people don't give him enough credit sometimes, even though, like, you know, it was super famous and it launched his career into, like, stardom and all that kind of stuff. But seriously, he brings a different element to the movies. The whole reason you're so attached to them is because he brings such a believability to it. Vanessa's good, but the movie is about Troy Bolton. These movies are about Troy Bolton. Yes, Gabriella's there. Yes, the Wildcats are there, but these movies have been about Troy Bolton. And they would not be as good as they are if Zac Efron wasn't as good as he is. There are a lot of big dance numbers in this movie. I feel like much more than the first one. You know, there were a lot of just like, what I've been looking for, Bop to the Top, Started Something New. Those are all just like a couple people. You had We're All in This Together and Get Your Head in the Game that were bigger dance numbers. Breaking Free is not even a big dance number. You know, where this one, it's like almost every song besides a couple solos is a huge dance number, huge production number. They were really ambitious in this one, and they honestly accomplished it. I'm very impressed. My favorite part is probably Bet on It, because it's Bet on It and it's so iconic, but especially like the part right before Bet on It when he sees the flyer banning all of them from performing, and that's like his final straw. He's had it, and he like crumples the paper and then goes, has his little Bet on It moment. It's so powerful and so good, and I know like we make fun of his dancing and it's like, he's like so dancing, blah, 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 but the song goes off, okay? The song is so good. It's probably the best of the series. And he delivers, and it's just a really good sequence because you're finally like, yes, Troy, like take hold, tell people to, you know, like just heck yeah. Least favorite part is probably Huma Huma Nuka Nuka Apala'a. It hasn't aged the best. You know what I mean? Like, the entire, like, sequence is funny because Troy is just so, like, what in the heck is happening? And his reactions during the entire thing. And then Ryan during the entire thing is so funny. But the entire, like, concept of like the song is funny because the words sound funny isn't great. Because, you know, that's a real language. I don't think we need to kind of make fun of it. But it's just like, it's also like really unnecessary, I feel like. But also not. I get it. But it's really funny. Like, not, the song is great. But Troy's reactions are really funny. But I think it's just my least favorite part because it's just like, ugh. And then recommend, of course. Watch again, of course. I went to, you know how when I said I went to watch High School Musical, it said to continue watching? Same thing happened here. I went to hit play and it said continue and I was like, oh, classic me. And then specific moments, I have a ton of these, so bear with me. The opening, the montage opening I already mentioned. Zeke in the opening like classroom shot, being up front with Miss Darvis wearing a cap. That was funny and I've never noticed that before. Ryan and Sharpay being paparazzi'd during what time is it? What is that? Why? I don't understand that. That's so bizarre. No one taking anything from their lockers, but it's the last day of school. They're going into summer vacation. Do they just keep the lockers? Like, why would they not? I'm very confused why they're leaving school without all of their stuff. Chad sings way more in this than he did in the first one, which is super fun. There are musical moments like What Time Is It and Fabulous and Bet on It and Gotta Go My Own Way. But then there are like sentient music moments like You're the Music in Me, Every Day, Huma Huma Nuga Nuga Apawa. Natural moments again, I Don't Dance. Like there's moments where they're just singing because they're in a musical and it's like the emotion and they're gonna sing it. And then there are times where they're singing and they're actually singing. Does that make sense? Like it's a very interesting meta musical. And then Troy is hilarious. Genuinely, the moment between him and Corbin where they like skip, obsessed. I love it so much. Corbin being like puberty smacked him in the face. He looks very good. And I feel like they do a lot to like put him in baggier clothes, which makes me laugh. And his graphic tees, still really funny. Zach's I Can't Learn a New Song. Troy's I Can't Learn a New Song. Genuinely so, I felt that so deep in my soul, 100%. When he hears Gabriella during Every Day, his reaction is so good. Along with Every Day, Zach not being, I totally forgot that Zach just like can't hold the microphone by his face when he's singing Every Day. He's got a couple moments where it's like normal, he's like singing to the microphone, but then they're like, he's dancing and he's singing and it's nowhere near his face. Nowhere near his face. It makes me laugh so much. And then the Miley Cyrus cameo, I remember that being advertised on Disney Channel and me being very confused as to why it was such a big deal that Miley Cyrus had like this one little shot in High School Musical 2. I know that it was like the meeting of the, you know, like she was Hannah Montana was a huge deal and then she's in High School Musical 2. Like I guess, but I don't know. It's fine because it doesn't do anything. It just seems really unnecessary. The Sharpay and Gabriella scene is so strong. I love that scene. I love that that finally happened. I think Gabriella being like, Sharpay, look at yourself, get yourself together. You are fighting and playing a game that I have no interest in whatsoever, so I don't know what your damage is or what your deal is or whatever else. And I think Sharpay really needed to hear that. And I love that scene so much. I think it's really powerful. Along the lines with that, the reveal of the tea necklace in Troy's hand, because Gabriella has given it back to him, is so strong. It's like straight to the, ooh, they are done. It's so good. Oh man, such a great reveal. The bloopers are great at the end. I love that. I vividly remember Ashley like crimpling the bag. I had forgotten that they did the bloopers, and then as soon as they started, I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot. But yeah, overall, this is so strong. This is a good movie. It's super entertaining. The music is really good. There's a good story going on. It balances all the characters really well. It's like pretty fire, honestly. Like, I definitely think I like it better than the first one, especially now watching it pretty soon after I haven't watched like all three in a row in a really long time. And I felt like I always loved High School Musical 2 more than 1, and I felt like I liked probably High School Musical 2 the best, though. Don't get mad at me, but I love 3. I think 3 is so good, but we'll get there. I just think, like, this has solidified it for me. I think this movie's way better than the first one, just, like, enjoyment-wise for me. But yeah, that's everything. That's everything I got for High School Musical 2. My final rating is 7... golf clubs. out of 10. That is the same score I gave the first one. I don't want to talk about it. I don't know why. That's just how the cookie crumbled, I guess. Our total movie count is... Our parent, death toll, and cry count are still the same. If you want to keep up with the movie I'm watching when, follow me on Instagram, Twitter. You'll find out movie I'm watching when. I put up videos every Monday and Friday and sometimes Wednesday. Join Patreon. I got a tier starting at just $1. You get every video a week early and a coupon code for merch. Also access to exclusive merch. Tiers above that, you get daily trivia for the month of June, which I think is not where you are right now. I think we're in July. It was all audio trivia, so that's really fun. And then we're gonna mix it up. July is all true false, so that's super fun. And Celebration Month is around the corner. That is so insane to me. Ooh, I really need to be preparing for that. It's late June. Ooh, uh-oh. Anyway. Buy merch. Merch is great. Merch is grand. Who doesn't love it? Until next time, comment, like, subscribe, and I'm not in charge of your life. You are, so do you. And don't be mad at me, but Sharpay about it. I know she learns her lesson, but she's, like, actually mean in this movie. The film stars Zac Efron as Troy. I was Gabriella Montez as Vanessa Hudgens. The film stars Zac Efron as Troy. Vanessa Hudgens as Gabriella. Let's do it again.